believer, right? And that's what when we die.
I agree with you. This is the problem, right? There are so many different kinds of atheists. There's so many different kinds of believers. And everything in between. Yeah, I think these sort of, right? I mean, again, we have to talk in some generalizations just to have a conversation. We can't particularize everything, or we'd have no patterns and no ability to communicate bigger truths. But you got to watch a little bit, right? I mean, you have to kind of watch when you paint with such a broad brush.
If I could also add very quickly, sorry to interrupt, but what I believe he was also saying, and what he meant, but what he clearly didn't say was, if you believe in God, you have hell. You have going to hell in eternity to prevent you from killing people. But if you're an atheist, you don't believe in the afterlife. So if there's not hell, what do you have stopping you? That's my opinion.
You know what the problem with that argument is, Uncle Steve, when you go to our gold standard, the Pew Studies? When they ask people if they believe in hell, they say yes. Does anybody think they're going there? No. No, like, overwhelmingly, everybody thinks they're going to heaven. So I don't think this view that fear of hell is scaring people into morality is that effective, because most people think they're great and they're going to heaven.
Reverend Scott, that's why I have you doing the first half of hour number 3. Thank you.
Well, I just go by our gold standard.
May I add my two...
go ahead, absolutely.
Thanks, I appreciate it. So I can honestly answer his question from a non-believer standpoint, right? So morality is subjective. And if this person wants to do what they want to do because they think it's in their best interest, there actually is nothing that can stop them. So that would be the honest answer. Someone's going to do what they want to do, and nothing's going to stop them, because in their mind, they think what they are doing is right. So the honest answer would be nothing can stop them.
Excellent commentary.
Well, because I've been skeptic at the time. So.
I'm going to go to Daryl, then you, Mountain. Then you'll be next. Daryl has to be in the queue. Daryl, my main man, one of my main man mods, and my buddy from the Critical Thinking Forum. Would you like a fresh five?
Maybe just 3. You know, there's this really funny episode of The Sopranos where Paulie and Christopher are calculating how much time they're going to have to spend in hell. And then Paulie says, there is no hell. You know, there's purgatory. And then he says, it's really funny. He says, I think I got about 6,000 years in purgatory. And then he says, after that, I go up to the pearly gates. And I think it's the same episode where the medium is calling out the number, you know, the ghosts of the people that Paulie has killed. It's absolutely hilarious that he had a mathematical equation for how many years, how many thousands of years he was going to have to do in purgatory. But I wanted to come up because, you know, the dispensationalism thing is interesting, right? Because, and this is more like for our buddy down there. You know, it's like, if you look at dispensationalism, it started like, I think in the early 1800s, and they've had to readjust their, again, like similar to like Paulie on The Sopranos, right? They keep readjusting their end time calculation, right? It's gonna be now. It's gonna be after World War II, after World War I. It's like they keep changing when the end times are coming. And what I don't think our friend down there realizes is that they're all wrong. They've all been wrong. We're all still here. And we're going to be here. Like, well, not us literally, but this planet's going to be here 1,000 years from now, 10,000 years from now. And you'll still have groups of people predicting the end of the world. You know, the rapture, the idea of the rapture, of Jesus coming and taking people before the end of the world, that spawned those books, you know, that sold millions of copies to Left Behind.
I'll never forgive Nicolas Cage for being in that fucking...
What about Kirk Cameron?
No, movies are terrible. I don't give a shit about Kirk Cameron, but I think with Nicolas Cage...
I think Nicolas Cage just needs to pay his bills these days. But the idea of the rapture came out of this idea of dispensationalism. everyone keeps predicting the end of the world, and they all turn out to be wrong. And lastly, I wanted to say, there was a comment comparing, what happened this week to the assassinations of, and maybe it wasn't a comparison. So let me walk that back. But putting what happened this week in the same vein as the killing of Kennedy and the killing of Bobby, and and I misspoke yesterday. 18,000 new emails were discovered, and as more and more of this comes out, there's just going to be more names dropping, and we can't let this thing go away because there are thousands of young girls who have been harmed by what has happened, and I think it does them an injustice to simply switch news topics and what we're going to talk about this week, because I don't think this is going to go away, and I hope it doesn't go away.
I could not agree more with that, and I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but you think it's an accident when Trump does stuff like change the name of the Department of Defense, the Department of War willy-nilly? I mean, he is throwing everything against the wall to see it will stick to distract. Let's keep them looking at the shiny objects. All right. Now, I'm going to go to Mountain. Mountain, here you go. It is time for your fresh pie.
I'll be on. Yeah. Charlie Kirk. Again. Not again, but we're still dealing with it. Pretty horrible. I've been talking to quite a few people on the left, and they don't, they're wanting to say he's not a leftist, that he's a Nick Fuentes groiper, or that he's not trans, even though he's dating a trans person. This is obviously a leftist here, man. And
I don't think it's obvious he's a leftist. I think what he is complex, right? I mean, his whole family structure. No. You're not in his head. And I know he's got a complex biography. Are you gonna interrupt? Yeah, I'm a mod. I can interrupt you. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm on the left. Okay, I'm on the left. That's what you're.
Hey,
what I'm saying is, this is not.
Mountain.
Not obvious.
Hey, Mountain. There's a universal rule on Clubhouse in basically every single fucking room, and that is when a mod speaks, you shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, there's the leave at. If you don't like it, there's the leave quietly button up top. So when Scott speaks, mute up. When Scott speaks, mute up. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Steve. There you go. So
Reverend Scott, I was just feeling a little protective of your leadership. I just had to reinforce the rules of the room that we've had for over 4 years. And by the way, that basically every other Clubhouse room has. Please continue.
And I would just say, it was about finish my point. Like, it's if this guy were clearly a leftist, I would say it. I'm a good faith actor, at least I try to be. And the left does have a problem with political violence. I mean, I think it's every study has shown there's more of it in number and lethality that originates on the right, but that doesn't mean there's none on the left. But this guy, to act as though this guy is some sort of left-wing activist, this is a murky, complex guy. Sometimes they should look. John Hinckley shot Reagan to impress Jodie Foster. I mean, we don't always know, and I think our rush to sort of saying this was this side or this was that side, I think is that we don't know, and the story's still unfolding. And everything I've read, and I followed the story, is that this guy is murky, right? That I don't know that his identity is all that clear. So that's all I'm saying.
If I could just add to what you're saying, there's this idea that if someone's gay, they're left, right? Like, it's something that they perpetuate amongst themselves, and yet when you look at like some of the news that's come out,
Larry Craig from 20, 30 years ago going to bathroom trying to pick up someone who's gay.
And Grindr crashed twice during the last RNC convention. Nobody wants to talk about that, but the idea is that, if you're gay, if you're this, or if you're in any way what they consider non-normal, you have to be on the left.
I will say
it's wrong to cut into left and right. You know, it's like everybody isn't left or right. People are more complex. Scott is right. Scott is correct. People are way more complicated than left and right. And I think as long as we continue dividing people into left and right, we're making the wrong, not that we need any divisions, but we're making the wrong division.
Yeah, absolutely. I could not agree more. It's just, and again, it's. I mean, oftentimes it just nuance is super helpful, right? And I think, again, we often have to make generalizations just to talk, right? So because humans function on pattern recognition and language, patterns and things like that. But the things are complex. Reality tends to be very complex. Uncle Steve, are you ready to sit back in the captain's chair?
Give me one more speaker.
All right, let's go to my dear friend, Dr. Francine. Dr. Francine, from the Sunshine State, would you like a fresh crop?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I want to go on with my feeling about morality and about the wrongness of cutting people into right and left. I mean, this kid who is 22, whose prefrontal cortex had not finished developing yet, is not what he will be when he's 30. And by the way, I live in Arizona, so I've seen a lot of Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk had changed a lot. Charlie Kirk, in some ways, was on his way to the mainstream because now he's 31 and a father. And that makes a huge difference in learning and growing as you grow up. And this 22-year-old kid, who knows what he will believe when he grows up to be a mature adult, which he is not now. And we don't know if he's a groyper or a leftist or a politically inactive, although his family said he'd been active. And what do we know about his roommate? We don't know anything. There was so much misinformation. So every once in a while, I just have to speak out that I'm following this story about as closely as anybody. And I don't know what's true.
Dr. Francine, I love that. I think it's amazing that you can say those three magic words. I don't know. You are obviously continuing to educate yourself, to look at the evidence. There's going to be evidence on many sides, not just two sides, many sides. You're going to look at the evidence and you're going to decide for yourself what evidence is more believable, more compelling, and then you will draw your own conclusion and opinion. And that is the clear definition of a critical thinker. And for that, Dr. Francine, you get the standing ovation. Thank you. And for that being said, also trying to segue, standing ovation for Reverend Scott. Thank you, Reverend Scott, for giving me the half-hour break.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a pleasure.
This is a great show, baby. If you're in the audience, and by the way, I don't think Honey Badger has spoken, so he's going to be next within 60 seconds. If you're in the audience, this is now the time to be bold, brave, courageous. Raise your hand and come on up. Because as we get closer to the top of the hour, it's going to become more difficult, if not impossible, to come on up and give your opinion. Let's go to Honey Badger. Honey Badger, welcome back to Ask the Atheist with the Mod Squad. What would you like to talk about? Honey Badger, yeah.
Do I have audio? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. There's been a lot going on.
You are loud and clear. You get a fresh 5.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I don't need 5. I just think it's interesting that like the divisiveness and rhetoric and all this extreme talk that is just so easily played out in the media is freaking scary. And the president of the United States is a divisive, violent man who came to the table very shortly after one of his great friends was murdered on TV and said that the Dems and the libs and the left are radical and dangerous, and that this is hate speech, dude. And this is the
actually, if I may say, it was the death penalty, but I will go on mute.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, I just had a couple minutes. So the thing I want to point out is I find it ironic that all these people are claiming, like, let's just say this guy had a trans housemate, right? Let's just say this guy was gay, right? And he had a trans housemate. Okay, so a kid who came from a predominantly white Christian / Mormon society with money at a university that's predominantly white and probably Mormon, and came from a family that basically taught him to worship guns as a child, right? This guy with a strong Christian MAGA upbringing family is that easily swayed by trans stuff? Wow, it sounds like this religious freaking gun-toting stuff doesn't work. I guess it doesn't have any power. I guess it's just pretty weak and flimsy and is easily just dismissed by someone who's so strongly embraced by that kind of environment. It's really strange listening to the fucking double speak in here. It's crazy.
And Honey Badger, I'm going to give you a standing ovation, not for what you said, but the fact that you pulled over to say it. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We love people. I know you've been in the room since pretty much start a couple hours. You waited till you were in your car to pull over. And by the way, I appreciate you driving safely. Thank you. If you're in the audience, you want to come on up, please do. Next in my queue is Billy. Hi, Billy. Welcome to the show. What would you like to talk about?
Hi, kids. Well, when the President of the United States says he doesn't care to bring us together and wants to blame the Democrats for the hate speech and the talking, throwing around the word Hitler, it reminds me that it was J.D. Vance who said Trump was probably going to be America's Hitler.
Right. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah. It's, we're lost. We're lost, and having a gun makes people...
Tell me why you are lost.
Well, I no longer have my radio show. I was fired. I was silenced by the right wing. So I no longer have the voice I've had for the last 20 years. I did not get to say goodbye to my audience. And
most people that are fired on radio do not get to say
I know, Steve, I know. But we had a very intimate relationship, being the only liberal on a conservative radio show. But yeah, I just think that when you own a gun, you want to use it. And that's a crazy place to find yourself.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because over 99% of gun owners never shoot a person, never kill anybody, and arguably are responsible. If you want the stats, and by the way, I looked them up, in 2023, there were less than 50,000 gun deaths in America, like about 47,000. It's documented that there are over 100 million gun owners. There are over 400 million guns in circulation in America. There are over 100 million gun owners. Therefore, based on the numbers, 1% is a million. And
But
we had
clearly, Steve, it's just not enough.
the only reason I bring it up is because when you make the statement,
you're
if you
right,
have a
you're
gun,
right.
you want to use it. I just wanted to bring out those facts. Go ahead.
A few years ago, I'm still in reaction to certainly after they were talking about how the Dems stole the election.
Yeah.
And some guy gets up at one of their meetings and says, "When do we get to use our guns?" And I just find that in America today, we are willing to let people kill children and rape children, and we're just not going to do anything about it. And that's
Well, I don't agree with that one either. Look at the pushback that Trump's getting on Epstein. He's getting pushback from
I
both
haven't heard
sides.
the word Epstein ever since Kirk got shot. Maybe that was why he arranged for Kirk to get shot.
So it's your opinion that Trump manufactured this?
No, it's not. It's my opinion. I can't put it past him, however.
Fair enough. That's fine. I'm not going to argue with your opinion.
Well, it's a fact that you can't put it past him. Not my opinion.
No, it's an opinion.
You think it's not a fact that Trump has the lowest character of any president we've experienced, and that he would do anything to make the Epstein thing go away?
Just to be clear, now you're moving the goalposts, and I am happy to discuss that narrative with you. So we're moving on to another topic. Go ahead. Make the question or statement again. I'd be happy to respond.
When I don't have anything to say about this. I'm just, like you said, I'm lost.
Fair enough. Well, and let me respond. If you're alluding to that Trump is a master deflector, I completely agree. Trump is the greatest deflector president I've ever seen in my life. Ronald Reagan had the Teflon shield. Anything negatively sort of bounced right off him. But Trump is a master deflector. But I don't think we can attribute to the lack of conversation about Epstein for the past 72 hours on Trump. I think that has to do with the media, and it has to do with the population, because this is clearly the number one story. We're all searching for information. We're all, let's say, searching out our ground where we want to stand. And once it sort of middles out, let's say it's a bad choice of words, once everybody assembles their territory, give it about a week, I guarantee you Epstein will be back in the news. But please continue.
I just want to finish with this.
Yes.
In 2023, when Kirk said, well, a few gun deaths, it's worth it, as long as we get to keep our Second Amendment. I just want to disagree with that. I don't want to see any more. I would rather give up guns than keep watching our kids get killed in schools. Thanks.
Sure. If I could follow up one question. So you're against the Second Amendment, or maybe I misunderstood you?
I'm against the way we're allowing the Second Amendment that we have to sit around. Being on radio all this time and having to report on school killings has been disgusting to me, and it's the day I hate most in my radio careers. I've never used the name of the killers. I always refer to them as the pathetic loser, and I just think that guns are less valuable than our kids, and I wish people would agree with me.
That is a fantastic point, and you're the first one that's brought it up in the show after 2 hours and 42 minutes, that the name of the assassin was brought up immediately. It was not withheld. That is a very good point.
And he said a really good quote: I'd rather give up my guns than have more children killed in school shootings.
I completely agree. Billy, is there anything else you want to contribute or close? I very much value your comments.
No, kids, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for your contribution. The show is better with you than without you. We're going to give you a first-class escort down the red carpet to the VIP. If anybody in the audience wants to come up, you got literally like 5 minutes, and then mods don't bring anybody else up. Okay, let's see. Before we go to closing thoughts and burning desires, I want to go to the mod squad. Anybody on the mod squad want to respond to anything that we've heard in the past 43 minutes?
Yeah, I'd love to hop in for another.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. That's what you're trying to get us to say. But I do think you left a couple of important things out. I just wanted to state
This
them.
show is on YouTube. Giant Jones has it on YouTube.
Atheists do not believe in objective morality. Plenty of atheists believe in objective morality. I'm an atheist that believes in objective morality. So the starting premise that if you're an atheist you have to be a moral relativist is not a correct starting premise. Secondly, I would say that while there is nothing stopping an atheist that wants to cause harm that's a moral relativist from doing it, historically there's been nothing stopping religious people who want to cause harm from causing it either. History is replete with examples of people causing harm in the name of God. Violence is a human problem. Attributing it to any religion, whether that religion is atheism or one that believes in God, is sort of irrelevant. People that want to cause harm cause harm. It is a person problem, not an idea problem.
Thank you, Matt, for saying that. Well said.
Absolutely. In fact, let's give Matt a standing ovation. Nicely done, Matt. Nicely done. Appreciate that. All right, let's see if anybody new is on stage. Okay, nobody new is on stage, so we're going to go to closing thoughts and burning desires. El Normo, do you want to take a couple of minutes with closing thoughts and burning desires? El Normo.
Yeah, sure. We've been through a tough week. There were two major shootings. One an assassination of a public figure, the other a school shooting. It's just unspeakably awful, disturbing. Also had a very public execution of an innocent Ukrainian refugee on public transportation by a psychopath who slit her throat, who the psychopath was freed apparently repeatedly by an incompetent judge who was appointed with the express purpose of not incarcerating criminals. I noticed, just as a side note, that people cited the decrease in crime in some cities that Trump proposed to send the National Guard to, without pointing out that crime in these cities because they'd stopped prosecuting misdemeanors. That was true at least in Washington, D.C. I happened to look that up. So at Washington, D.C., at the time that Trump sent the National Guard to lower crime, Washington, D.C. had a rate of murder 87% above the national average. You cannot prosecute misdemeanors, which adds to chaos and crime in a community, such as shoplifting and burglary and personal crimes. But you can't pretend dead bodies aren't there. You can't hide dead bodies. So it's been a tough week. And I think we're going to have to sit with what we've learned from this week. For one thing, we now have nurtured a generation that seems willing to murder people with whom they disagree, as in the case with the murder of the United Healthcare executive, I believe his name was Bill Thompson, by a creep whose name I won't even dignify by using, or by the murder of Charlie Kirk.
And by the way, I would say that 9 out of 10 people know the name of the assassin and don't know the name of the United Healthcare worker CEO. Please continue, Norm. It's a shame.
It definitely is, and that's why I know the name, and I purposely didn't use it. I want to not get the bad taste of that.
name in my mouth. And so we're going to have to respond to this national affliction, as we need to respond to international events that seem to constitute an assault on our freedom to live according to our values. So I believe our values are under attack. And I believe, you could say our freedom, but I mean all of our values are under attack. And there is now a realignment taking place. Charlie Kirk was part of that realignment. Trump is part of that realignment. He's not the leader I would have chosen for the job, but he's the one whose history has chosen. And I think we need to pay close attention and not drop the ball. Thank you, Steve.
Norm, those were some of the best words I've ever heard you say. Mod Squad, get together. Let's all get together and give Norm a first-class escort.
Mod Squad!
I show Honey Badger in my queue is next. Would you like to say goodbye, Honey Badger?
Sure, I'll say goodbye because I'm driving again, so thanks.
Thank you. First-class escort to the VIP. You only get me on that one, but it's a special one. End of Times Dave, would you like to take a minute or two and say goodbye?
I think I will not talk about this week. Last week I talked about the coming weeks and months. I think I'm a scientist, and I in a very good opportunity to understand a believer, non-believer, from the spiritual perspective, also God, and also maybe aliens because of three-eye atlas, and in this very chaotic geopolitical and American internal politics, I think understanding Bible and how the framework helped me to understand the end time and the coming event. That's it.
Dave, thank you. First-class escort to the VIP. And now we go to the mods who do not get first-class escorts to the VIP because they have to stay on stage and continue doing the heavy lifting until the end of the show. John, would you like to say goodbye?
Bye, Uncle Steve.
We can come back to John if John is not available. Okay, let's go to Daryl. Would you like to say goodbye? Daryl.
I would. One, the end times are not coming. I'll start with that. And I'll also say that, political violence is not new. I mean, Marie Antoinette was executed in what could easily be called political violence. And what I would say is that when you push, I'm a realist, I'm not an idealist, right? You push people, even if, especially people who might be mentally unbalanced, right? And you see violent things happen. We want to argue that where everyone's rational, everyone's able to make decisions. That's simply not true. And I see that every day I get on the subway. This will continue to happen in a society where people are told that you're completely on your own, your fate is your own, your destiny is your own, and if you fail, it's your fault. And I think as a society, we have to figure some of these things out, or it's just going to continue to happen.
Thank you. Let's try John again. John, are you there? Would you like to say goodbye, John?
I'm here, Uncle Steve.
We got Les.
Go
Les,
fuck yourself.
Bye.
Les, thank you very much. Let's go to Lynn.
I'm here.
Would you like to,
I don't even know why people come to Uncle Steve's show. He's not polite. He's not
goodbye.
nice. He's a prick. He
Goodbye.
sounds like an asshole. He sounds like shit.
Okay. Lynn.
And
would you
his
like to say goodbye?
mod squad
Yes.
is a bunch of cronies.
So, sitting here and listening, I find myself in a really strange place because sitting in the center, a lot of people throw things right, a lot of people throw things left. I think Dr. Francine said it best. When we put people on the left and the right, we pit them against each other. And I think that's we're failing to nuance the fact that there's personal responsibility. Other people want to blame the conservative parents of this supposed possible alleged murder of Charlie Kirk, but they're not mentioning the fact that these people, well, his father anyway, is the one that turned him in. So clearly he believes in personal responsibility. And that's, I think, where we need to start is where is the personal responsibility rather than the finger pointing. And so, I'd like to see a little bit more of that and a little bit less of it's this person's fault or this family's fault or this ideology's fault is really not, because everybody has an opinion. That doesn't mean we have to necessarily act on those opinions. And when we act on it, that is a choice we have then made. So I'd like to see a little bit more of that and a little less, it's, this is fault or trans fault or whatever that we're going to blame on it. And so I do want to say that if he is the killer, I'm really happy that his father turned him in and did not make it seem like, oh, we need to cover this up and be all cutesy and sweet parents that love our children into their own, stupidity. So anyway, that's what I had to say, and thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, hopefully I'll see some of you at Ask Young Elvis right after this.
There you go. Little shameless plug. Love that. Matt, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah. To everybody listening, hope you have a great rest of the weekend, good work week. And I would part with the thought that in debate, one of the things you're supposed to do as a debater is to argue against the best interpretation of the other person's argument. You're supposed to be charitable and assume the strongest version, because arguing against that will allow you to provide your strongest.
I believe that's known as a steelman argument.
Steelmanning is something you can do if you're trying to make the argument for them. But I would say that's slightly separate. What I would say is we've become so fixated on winning debates that we are not fixated on the quality of our arguments when we do so, and it has made us weaker on both sides. I would encourage everybody to have the most charity for the people you disagree with possible, not because it benefits them, but because it benefits you. And if you can, try to see them as the most human you possibly can. Again, your disagreements with them will be more valid.
Try to see Republican conservatives as human as humanly possible.
Because you're a good person. Everybody that was doing it because they're a good person is already doing it. Do it because it makes you
liberal superiority.
It is 100% factual that the best debaters can argue either side successfully. Let's say goodbye to
Wow,
Richard.
profound, Steve!
Richard, would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for a great show, Steve.
Thank you. Let's say goodbye to Violet. Violet, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, great to have you back, Steve. And I wanted to say my personal opinion of the Mod Squad popcorn song is that it's awesome. I love that. I think it's perfect for the segment. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great week, safe journeys, and I'll see everybody soon. Bye.
Thank you. And Alfonso is on the phone, so let's go to Reverend Scott. Reverend, would you like to say goodbye?
Uncle Steve, they say the pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. So while that's from Dickens. So while it's sorrowful that the show has to come to an end.
Yes,
I mean, it's because it's so amazing, but it goes on again and again every weekend, Uncle Steve. We're here,
right.
And it's a thrill to be here for our public. And I'm looking forward to next week. Just
fucking thrilled.
High energy, action packed show. Weekend shows with my uncles.
Today's show was amazing. Thank you, Mod Squad. Thank you, nieces and nephews.
Hey, do I get to say goodbye?
Oh, where are you? Wait. Where are
I'm
you?
at the top
Oh,
left.
you're at the top
man.
left.
Oh,
Hey, buddy.
good.
I humbly apologize.
I got forgotten in the introduction of the Mod Squad, and now I'm getting
Jesus.
forgotten for the goodbye to the Mod Squad. However, that does not affect
Nobody likes
me
to talk
one
to
iota.
slime.
So I'm going to use this opportunity to say once again, a great room, great conversations, and it was brought up about atheist worldview. Atheism is not a worldview. It's also not a belief system. Atheism is an absence of belief in a god or gods. Atheism, many atheists do not consider morality a divine decree, but a human endeavor. We must understand that and not mislabel what atheism is. Atheism is not a threat to your beliefs.
It's nothing. It's literally nothing.
Past these outdated fears, and let's recognize that a person's lack of beliefs in a God does not equate to a lack of morals or a lack of purpose or a lack of humanity. Atheists are neighbors, friends, family members.
Hi,
They're doctors,
neighbor.
or teachers,
AKA atheist.
artists, and leaders. They contribute to our society and strengthen it, not by believing in differently, but by living well. So people, there is a left wing and a right wing, and that bird flies. So we must cooperate, whether you're left or right. We got to stay in the middle to keep this bird flying. Thank you, folks.
JCC.
Wow, JCC, what a motivating speed.
That was amazing.
Unbelievable,
And
JCC.
our fearless founder in the Atheism House, Alfonso. Would you like to say goodbye, Alfonso? Alfonso going once. Alfonso going twice. Well, on behalf of Alfonso, our fearless founder, we say goodbye. And that'll wrap it.
Oh, wow, the fearless founder.
Thank you,
Steve has truly taken over the fearless founders show.
And we'll be back next Saturday with Ask Uncle Steve with the Mod Squad. Next Sunday, Ask the Atheist with the Mod Squad. And I hope from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of the Mod
Steve,
Squad.
you don't have a heart. We back up in that politically correct show.
And y'all can't, any other studio, any other producer, they would have said, absolutely, we're going to make sure the star of this gets the accommodation she needs. Like, but y'all, 3 black people didn't want to get this black woman.
And you sure they wouldn't want to reimburse her? Because that's the part that was crazy to me. I mean, I can see somebody saying, all right, look, go ahead, pay for yourself up front, and then whatever, you pay for, just send it to us and, invoice us, and we'll pay you on the back end.
No, it wasn't part of the budget because it was, Precious was a very limited budget, and that was supposed to be their argument that no, we're not paying for nobody because it's not in the budget, and we weren't even expecting to get picked up. This is an independent film, and it gets picked up by Lionsgate or whatever.
Okay.
So and that's what I say too. But like, all right, y'all didn't. Okay, so. Still pay for me. Like, now it went places y'all didn't think it was going. So you still got to pay. And they didn't want to pay it. I think maybe she said something about it, but didn't, go hard about it. And she went and thought about it and then said more. And then that's where it escalated.
Yeah. And the thing is that, so the film had an original production budget of about $10 million. It made $60 million, so you're supposed to increase the original budget. That's how budgets work. When you start projecting more revenue, you increase the budget and spend more too. So that's
but I wouldn't know it. Well, I guess they would have projected more revenue because it was getting rave reviews from all of these different sources. So yeah, and I guess. That stuff that's known in the movie business, but me as just a basic civilian, I'm like, yeah, pay for her. Like, what's going on? Y'all got it. One of y'all do, if one don't, or all 3 of y'all could have put together. How much the fuck was it? 500,000?
Well, but here's the thing. Like, for me in business, it's hard to make those adjustments in my mind just talking about it. Like, all right, well, you need to pay for me. Well, no, we have this budget. We don't have any more money left.
and she might not have said anything, right? And then the more money started coming in, they said, you know what, let's go ahead and just reimburse her something because of the fact that this. A lot of times people kill their own blessings because they go opening up their mouth, and then they get screwed on the back end because you opened your mouth too soon.
I disagree with that.
I'm just telling you from lessons that I know for myself and what I've learned from myself.
I agree, but what I'm talking about is taking into account this is a movie that you three independently came together to recreate. You handpicked the cast. You asked me to do it. Also, we are of kin, or we are all black. You know, this is not a regular situation. I understand business, and if you had said we'll reimburse you, fine. You guys presented to me, hey, this is getting more press than we thought. Travel overseas on your own dime. Also, bring your makeup artist, you'll be paying for her. And whoever your stylist, you'll be paying for her. Whatever you gotta wear, you'll be paying for that too. Huh? No, my nigga, I don't give a fuck what kind of business we got going on. Now, you're not gonna play me. You're not about to get free labor, and you have no, and I just gotta guess it. Maybe they'll reimburse me if we make, whatever. No, and who knows if you're this shady to not give it to me up front? Who knows if you make more money? If we don't have anything in paper, who knows if you'll pay me? Because you'll just say we never agreed to that.
Yeah, and so First Lady, if your original revenue projection was 25 million, and then it goes up to 60 million, you increase your expense budget as well.
Just when
amazing, CEO.
Steps of this like not even reimbursement, like upfront payment. No, I mean unless they took out a policy specifically for that, but if you. I mean, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. It should be like an umbrella policy or whatever's going on. But
enjoy the show.
Pay me what you was gonna pay for the insurance policy. It's not
enjoy the show, everybody. We're going to get a nice coffee.
What they were doing. This isn't like a huge expense. You just paying for.
We got a room open called Democrats Avoiding All Responsibility and Moral Superiority.
I don't get that. That just doesn't make sense to me. And I get the business part of it, but there's not enough evidence there to say this is business versus I'm just stingy.
All right, so let me just go back to what CEO said, right, about increasing the budget. Increasing the budget, okay, but if it wasn't in the budget at the time of these tours, we see this coming about. We got a plan for it. We may not have received the revenue just yet. Again, I think everything has to do with communication. I don't care if y'all get upset with me for continuously keep repeating it. Communication is everything. She could have opened up her mouth and said something when, in fact, if she didn't want to go and she couldn't afford it, she could just simply say, okay, well, guys, you know what? I can't afford it, and I'm sorry I won't be there. Period. And left it at that.
No, that's what she said.
Oh, then I don't see nothing wrong with that. If I tell you I can't afford it and I won't be there and left it alone.
It's not about her affording it, though. That's not right. It's not.
Not only did she say I can't afford it and I won't be there, she paid for Gabby because they didn't pay for her. She took out of her own pocket. She paid for Gabby to go.
That's right. That's you, Matt.
Who's Gabby?
You and your moral superiority. What a joke. Go to the gym, fatty. Read a book.
Okay.
And so she went on a European tour.
And this was in 2009. So
whenever the movie.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if we go back in that era of time, 2008 is when we had that little recession situation, right? So 2009, we're coming out of that. So the money and things, it was kind of weary during that era of time. I'm just saying.
What? Baby, all them girls. Because, First Lady, Oprah was a billionaire through 2009. Tyler Perry was right around $1 billion, and so was.
He was billion worth.
No way. He was close to it. He was around the 6. He had plenty money to send her. It wouldn't have been shit for him to write at $1.5 million check and say, take your ass on across that line.
It wouldn't have been that much. It wouldn't have even been that much.
Yeah, what you think? Maybe like 500?
I think it would have been about $250,000, honestly.
Yeah, $250,000.
So one of the biggest standout things about $200,000 on that.
What'd you say, Alon? Repeat that, please?
I was saying that once Lionsgate took it over, they didn't pay for the festival promotions, which are customary about $200,000 to $700,000. For her, it would have probably been around $400,000.
Yeah, that is worth noting as well, that this is not just on Oprah and Tyler Perry, it's on Lionsgate, because Lionsgate acquired the project, and so they also decided not to do this. So it's on them as well. It's not just Oprah.
But don't you think just on like a black piece, like that's like I say, hey, First Lady and CEO, I want to make this passion project, y'all know I'm a photographer, whatever. Yeah, can y'all do this? Just on the strength, like Black Power, you know what I'm saying? I'll pay y'all a little something, but I don't really have. I'm not, and then a motherfucking, let's say Bill Gates or whatever, like it's his new favorite thing and it gets crazy, attention and wow, you know what I'm saying? And First Lady, your face is all over everywhere. And I get rich because it's my creation or whatever. Or I'm getting, and then you like, well, because of stuff. And I'm like, girl, we ain't saying nothing like that. This is business. Like, that's corny. Like, and I feel like, all right, I can't take you to court. So in these streets, I'm gonna wear your ass out. And I feel like that's her method because she can't, like, they did it on the strength, like, I see you see me, sister. And now, but that don't work in court. So I gotta just get on and keep roasting y'all because y'all fuck my shit up. So that's how I see her position.
She was underpaid. She was undervalued to the tune of $5 million to $10 million.
Well, it didn't help her the time before, and it ain't helping her now. So continue, keep on doing it.
But it did help her. She got a bigger payday.
It did actually help her.
It did help her. She went from under $1 million to like $5 million.
Monique was paid $50,000 for Precious. $50,000 for Precious.
Oh yeah, she only got $50K, so that's it.
Yep.
So basically, they were saying, "Hey, take your $50K and spend that on."
And she had the second most screen time in the movie. Just did she have the second most screen time?
I would maybe the most, but I know she's the one who got all the critical acclaim. Like it was all about Monique. She got the Oscars.
So look at it like this, right? So she got paid $50,000. The film made $60 million and had all these awards. I mean that is completely sensible.
What did they pay Mariah Carey? That's what I want to know.
Probably nothing. But Mariah Carey is in a whole different position than Monique. And so I think Mariah Carey probably just did, because her and Lee Daniels are really, really good friends. So she just probably did that as a favor and as to get some type of, her name. It was probably a mutual thing. But Mariah's worth $800 million.
All right, so let me read this. It says Monique is upset with Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey because she claims they falsely labeled her as difficult to work with during the promotion of the film Precious, leading to a decade-long impact on her career and finances. Monique refused to participate in unpaid promotional duties, while Tyler Perry allegedly spread the difficult label, which she believes Oprah and Perry used to blackball her in Hollywood. Monique has been seeking accountability from both for the alleged damage to her career and livelihood. Now, Precious promotion in 2009, during the promotion of the film Precious, Monique starred in a film executive produced by Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. Refusal of unpaid work. Monique declined to do unpaid promotional work, including traveling to the Cannes Film Festival, citing prior commitments and lack of contractual obligation for such work. Did you hear what I said? Citing she got prior commitments.
Did you read? But hold on, go back up. and read. She wouldn't agree to what?
Let me see what you're talking about. When she openly accused blackball her, Monique has been seeking accountability from both of the alleged damage to her career and livelihood. What are you talking about?
Unpaid promotion.
Okay, so yes, so that was the name of this section. It says refusal of unpaid work.
Right. So that's what we're talking about. She refused to do it because it was unpaid.
So Monique declined to do unpaid promotional work, including traveling to the Cannes Film Festival, citing, she's telling them her reasoning that she's saying is because I had prior commitments and a lack of contractual obligation for such work, meaning that our contract does not require me to be there, nor do I, and on top of that, I already have prior commitments. That's
and you're not paying me. What do you have to go listen to her speak on it.
I got you. So not only do I have prior commitments and I don't have a contract with you to do it, I'm not getting paid for it. Right?
Or like...
Right, but then when they were asked about it, Lee Daniels and Oprah and them, they didn't say that. They said Monique is hard to work with. That's how the whole...
I'm just trying to get the...
Right, I'm about to tell you, so according to per Monique, it went more like this. Oh, okay, cool. So how is that getting paid for? Oh, you got for it. That's more of how it went. Right. According per Monique.
Yeah, so here's the biggest insult of that. So she was supposed to go to France, Canada, London, Dubai, and like 7 U.S. cities. That would have cost her more than the $50,000 she was paid to do the film.
So that was basically her excuse because they said they're not gonna pay, even whatever. So she said, "I got other shit to do." And if I remember correctly, she didn't have nothing else to do. That's what she said. You have to go in. She goes into the whole speech about what happened, the conversation she had with both of them, and kind of suggesting, well, y'all can't pay for it. I don't think she ever outright asked, hey, can y'all just come out of y'all pocket? But she kind of suggested, and they was both like, nah, we good.
And it's a kiss of death in Hollywood when a black person is saying another black person's hard to work with to white people. That's a kiss of death.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you don't want the truth of the matter, but that's fine. Not you don't want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do you mean?
Because I just got a feeling I know how that conversation went. And I know how Tyler Perry probably came to the conclusion, like, she's just difficult to work with. And getting in his little mood and saying it, but putting it out there, I honestly, and I could be wrong, but I don't think that he thought about what could possibly happen with him saying that. I feel like he was more frustrated with the fact that she would not be showing up. That's therefore is why he said what he said.
That might be true of Tyler Perry at the time, but did Oprah say the same thing, Jess? Did Oprah say that as well?
It's supposed to be Oprah.
Oprah knew First Lady. Oprah would know that.
But and then there's another piece. Hold on, First Lady. It's another piece with Oprah. So you may know this. So Oprah, I think she went on Oprah's show one time, and then she said Oprah called her, and I don't know when exactly this was, like the timeline. I know it was around this time, but I don't know where exactly it falls. But she called her and said, hey, Monique has like a interesting past where like mother, her family and shit. And her brother, I think, molested somebody. Something happened, like some weird shit. So I think Oprah called her and said, hey, I want to have your family on the show. And,
Monique's brother molested her.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And so she said, yeah, but I don't want my brother there or whatever. And I think they agreed to it. And somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going by
mother.
It was her mother. Somebody she didn't want there, and Monique came, and Oprah brought him out anyway. Yeah. Even after she said, and it was a real like fucked up situation, that she was like, I don't want to.
So what happened was is that Monique's brother molested her, and was estranged in the family. You know what I'm saying? And Oprah brought the brother, the family, and Monique on the show without Monique really knowing. Imagine that. And Monique already had a previous conversation with Oprah saying, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So that's fucked up.
Yeah, so she really, I can see why she don't fuck with Oprah, because asked me to come on here, told me, you didn't tell me that whoever that she didn't want to be on there was going to be on there. And then you can see, like, the thing, like, Monique is shocked. Whoever the person is comes out, and, she like, I mean, she behaved, but you could tell she's shocked.
Gotcha, right?
Did she pull what's that man's name? Murray on her? Did she get up and run off?
No, she stood. She like held her composure. You kind of wouldn't have knew anything. Like, okay, it's one of those things where if you go back and look, then you can kind of see because you know what to look for. But at the moment, because it was already like kind of an emotional thing, you don't really notice it. But the way she says it is that. And I mean, Oprah never denied none of this. So she said Oprah called and asked, can I have these people? And she said, I don't really get into this, but you can have certain ones. But it was somebody specific, the brother or the mother, and she didn't want them to come on there. And Oprah did it anyway, and it was like a surprise in the middle of the show. So that's her first. Yeah. I forget his name. Long beard.
It sounds like Oprah or the producers bitched out and didn't want to tell that person, that family member, well, we gotta uninvite you because of the situation. They bitched out. That's what people do.
Well, now you bring a family. If you bring if we have a family show and you ask me who can I bring on there, and I'm gonna come, and then you bring somebody I don't like. I may behave, but when I leave that show, I'm never fucking with you again. Because you try to set me up.
And that's what I'm saying. That's a fact. And that's what I'm saying. That was bad practice for the producer of the show or the host for not following the directives of the subject guests. It's just like, what are you doing, Oprah production? What are you doing? Sure.
I don't know. I know everybody like Oprah, but Oprah got too many bad.
I don't care about no damn Oprah. I'm just trying to get to the business. So that happened before Precious, right?
I don't know.
Oh, you know everything, but you don't know Chanel.
You can look and see when it actually happened. But first lady, if somebody did that to you, you would never speak to them again.
That's what I'm trying. That's the reason why I was asking. When did she do the show? Because I wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure it happened I think that happened in between. All of everything else, wow, this is something that was going on alongside, while they doing all these negotiations.
It was the
basically.
That's why the show with her brother was.
Oh, Okay, yeah. I think that, like me, I probably would have shut up by now because I don't hold grudges like this. But I don't really fault her for how she keep going off because I could see if I had a career and you gotta remember she won an Oscar. Like that's not something that a lot of people, especially coming from a comedian, like she did kind of what Robin Williams did, like went from a comedic actor that's not really taken seriously and killed a fucking dramatic role. So her career was supposed to go in a specific way, and it didn't go that way. And we could blame her, but it was largely because of this. So if I was just sitting at home, thinking about it, I'd probably get mad at it too and be like, get the fuck on by. I'll cuss this motherfucker out.
Like the Parkers was not on Warner Brothers.
Say out loud now.
You ain't lying. That's why that shit funny as hell.
That's why Oprah did what she did.
I'm mad as fuck.
She just sitting around like, you know what?
I'm supposed to be in Sandro Pay right now, getting off doing my, and you bitches done.
But that's not the first time. But this is not. She also was screwed by that sitcom that she was on with that girl too.
That's what
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it again.
But that's what made her famous.
They shit on the Parkers. That wasn't a nationally syndicated show for 5 seasons.
If you go back and listen to Club Shay Shay, she was telling him how, like, once it got to so many shows, they were supposed to be syndicated and they were supposed to get X amount of money, and they had to fight. And I think they still didn't even come out the way they were supposed to come out.
And that set a tone for her career, for how people can treat her and get away with it.
Undervalued black women.
And she pushes back. Thank God. She's the queen. She's the queen of comedy.
But then they have the spinoff, Moesha. It literally was birthed from the success of the Parkers, was Moesha.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She came from Moesha. You didn't realize that?
It's a spinoff.
No, I thought. Didn't wait a minute. Hold up.
The Parkers was first, though.
No, it was not.
Moesha was first.
Moesha
was way before the Parkers.
Yeah, Moesha.
That's what yeah.
The Parkers is a spinoff from Moesha. Sorry.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, that's why I was like, wait a minute, huh? Because you saying that girl's name is Suki? What you say her name is? Culturally?
What'd you say? What was the question?
The girl, her name is Suki?
Sukiana?
The girl that was in the Parkers. What's her name? She looks like a little bit.
Not Tempest Bledsoe.
Okay.
What's my girl name? That's not her name.
Countess.
Countess Vaughn.
Yes.
I love me some Countess.
She's silly as I don't know what.
She is so funny.
But yeah, she was in Moesha because she was friends.
Mo said yeah.
Eat to that. I watched the episode today. What's that boy she was dating? That boy, the one with the bald head. Did he die?
He did die.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no. He didn't
The
die.
one that kept coming in the house and taking their food, he died.
Oh, no, you're talking about...
No, I'm talking about...
I'm pretty sure he died. Hakeem.
Oh, Hakeem. That's not who I was talking about. But yeah.
Hakeem. Who you talking about the dude from Sticky Fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticky Fingers ain't dead?
Yeah, that's who you said bald head. Who? Wait, Hakeem died?
Yeah, Hakeem was sick, wasn't he?
Oh my God.
Hakeem been gone for a minute.
You know who you remember when Romeo from
Santana, you talking about Mr.
Santana from
Yeah. From Steve Harvey.
Yeah, when he died.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Took my man away. That was supposed to be. We were supposed to get married.
Wait a minute. Was that the one he got picked up?
No, that was still. I think that he got picked up. What?
Somebody was in a car or something, or picked somebody up.
How did he die? I forgot. I think he got killed, right?
Yeah, he got shot in the car.
Okay, he got shot in the car. Mm.
Well, wasn't that around? Didn't Bill Cosby's son get killed in a similar way? Ennis? Yeah, I remember that.
I forgot how he got killed. Yeah. I mean, but look, at the end of the day, you know.
Snickerdoodle was Iran was saying it was a robbery.
Oh. Yeah, but about Monique, at the end of the day, I think she had a case of defaming on her hand. Because at the end of the day, you start telling somebody or telling the industry, oh, that person is hard to work with. You're fucking with their money. Like, nah, you got to see a judge, homie. We going to court. Like, I'm not going for this. You're not going to be telling people I'm hard to work with, knowing damn well that's going to affect my income.
Well, if it's a true statement, then
okay, cool. If it's a
then it's not defamation.
Right, but if it's a true statement, then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the lawyers and let's hash this out in front of the court, in legal standing. So if it's true, then we'll find that out. But you know, you go ahead and say it, then I got to sue you. What the fuck? That's my money. Like, I'm not supposed to just shit bricks down. I'm supposed to just do that shit.
And let me tell you, she's better than me because I would have been like, Tyler Perry, are you a sissy? And I'm about to tell the world how you gay, and you don't want nobody to know.
Hold on, you said you supposed to be defending Tyler Perry. You said you was gonna go work for him.
Okay.
You remember? You was like, if Tyler Perry call me right now, I'm going to work.
If he paying right, but nobody going over there. Nobody right. Not that I'm good with that long ass.
You said you was gonna be on a yacht.
If he expect me to come work for any type of regular fee, I mean, I'll still go, but I would be taking pictures of his chair all day.
Oh, God, not a
the first lady, like, look at this shit here. Look at this shit here.
So Netflix only paid her what, $500,000, and everybody else, including the white comedians, they got way more money for this special.
So question: what did Stephen Colbert get? Because he just got signed. What is his shit looking like?
No, that's not a fair comparison.
I don't give a damn. You talking about a black woman?
It's not a fair comparison. I'm dealing with black women.
Listen. My job right now, right, is to make sure that the black community, especially our women, get that fucking get those ducats. I'm sick of this shit. I'm being real. I'm sick of it. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck if you're Stephen Colbert. Nice, you cool and all, high five and all that shit like that. But yo, you need to pay the women. Let's stop bullshit.
He's white.
Because now we're doing that DEI stuff, and we should be comparing resumes that are similar. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all. We're going to be comparing people with similar resumes. If we was going to compare a black woman to Stephen Colbert, this is a reach, but I would say Wanda Sykes, because she had her own little nice show for a little while, and she had like 3 HBO specials.
Wanda Sykes funny. Fuck what you heard.
Yeah, those white men don't even want to curb your enthusiasm. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's compare resumes that make sense.
Wanda said she woke up in the middle of the night and her 2 adopted white kids was at the end of her bed, and she said she started throwing shit at them because she thought they was ghosts. She said, I don't know why I got them 2 little motherfuckers. She said they all got blonde hair and ghost blue eyes. She said they show up behind you. Said it's a jump scare. She said she be at the dinner table and they'll tap her on the shoulder. She be like, ah, and she be like, oh hey sweetie, how you doing?
Hey, watch. What the hell was I gonna do right now?
Peace and blessings in the room.
Oh, I know what I got. Peace and blessings to the room. Hello.
Well, thanks for for the non-human animals, asking for you to go vegan for justice, for your health, and for peace on earth. So, because our actions speak louder than words. So, thank you so much for having me.
Very good.
See, this is why I like people that's into the environment and animals. They're always so nice.
Oh, wait, no, I put that. Y'all trying to get me in trouble right here.
For peace on earth.
I'm making some mozzarella sticks, guys. Is it vegan mozzarella?
As Dr. King said, injustice anywhere, justice everywhere. We have to put that compassion into action.
That's a fact. What's wrong with quoting him?
It's been a wave of people that, they just been quoting him extra recently because of what happened earlier in the week. So now I'm just wary. I'm wary.
Be
not weary.
Next thing was also vegan.
Be nice. Be ye not weary.
It's quoting
Well
them,
done.
but Madam Corrado Scott King and Dexter King put that injustice, fight against injustice into action, as Dr. King said. So it's not a new thing. Madam Corrado Scott King and Dexter King were vegan, so thank you so much.
But some people, I don't know about him being vegan, but there's some people who just do it because of, situation. I've been quoting King since I was able to understand King. And I actually wrote a fucking essay the day before.
You and Robert should hang out.
Well, I'm not. But listen, I actually wrote an essay. I wrote an essay.
Now somebody's eating chicken feet.
Hey.
Yeah. Turkey feet.
Turkey toes.
Yeah, turkey toes. And I put Dr. King all over that shit, right? So because that's what I do. So but there's some people like y'all said, they trying to jump on the bandwagon. And it's so odd.
Ew, y'all be eating chicken toes?
What's wrong with chicken toes?
No, you got
And chicken feet is all the other products going to give you.
How the fuck is a chicken for health?
It is. Read up on it.
I did.
They're gonna walk right out of your life.
Y'all grow them little pterodactyl arms. I don't want to hear that.
You can just kick them out. Somebody just kicked them out.
I ain't saying when you grow a
You eat the whole chicken, but then you don't want to eat the feet.
Oh, I was gonna say, Mel gonna have a talent on her baby time. She gonna be clamping on the shit.
No, I don't eat it. They just said it's healthy. I heard, but I never tried it.
Yeah, I only eat wing, and that's it. Anything below the.
Oh, who eating it? You?
Yeah. Anything below the
we know you're the chicken. Padded feet and motherfucker, you have a talent on each baby toenail. You start perching on chairs and shit at work. They're gonna have a chance to leave.
They losing deals.
All right, we done had enough of this nigga.
What happened?
I said, y'all need to be careful because they use them to make bone broth. So, because they're full of collagen.
Yes, that's why. Thank you.
I don't know what you just said. They use that to make.
Yeah, but $20 a time now. Ain't nobody using oxtails to make bone broth.
I do.
Bone. What is
That's
that?
bone broth.
Oh, that's like.
They use the chicken feet to make bone broth.
I don't know that shit.
I do. You're absolutely right.
Baby, when I tell you I ain't never purchased nothing called broth.
Good for you, bro.
When he sell it at
I gotta go. You are sick, man.
You gonna lose your hand. That's not crazy. That restaurant, they make a lot of bone broth and they freeze it and they use
I had it in my freezer.
Y'all got a bunch of chicken toes in y'all freezer.
They gonna have talents.
No, Lavender, don't make us numb, baby. It's okay. That's all right. Save
No, you
some
got the toenail.
And when y'all,
Some people eat it, or some people just drink
when
the
the skin on the bottom of y'all feet start getting thick, it's like a pad. And y'all start y'all arms start folding back, kind of like.
Okay.
don't have no wrinkles. I don't have no wrinkles. My face is not falling. I'm doing good. But I'm eating the way I'm supposed to eat.
I'm just playing. I just never had
Which
it.
one?
She said she ain't got no wrinkles and her face ain't falling.
You're
Like,
welcome.
I don't really like that.
The face, when your face hangs.
You got no Big Mac.
I don't eat no pig feet. I don't eat
When
nothing.
you need a facelift.
I'm not eating the foot of nothing. Now I might eat. I eat a peel. I'll suck a people toe before I suck the
You don't eat pig feet.
Oh, come on, Ray. Hey, Ray. You like the class. Alvarado, I know. What the fuck?
People play hooky, like the bell ring.
I didn't see the 80s back in the day. The 80s and the 90s. We'll give you see pig feet.
Ray, you like the class.
No more pigs. Stop eating.
Man, pigs. You ever seen a pig's foot?
Been in there 6 months.
There's people that eat that too.
That shit. I mean, is that a slave food? Is that something that black people made out of?
They brought that stuff to California.
Shout out to them, because I would have said that same knife that you took to cut that. Just go ahead and stick me with it, because I'm not eating that shit.
You better cut some watermelon with that knife after that.
I mean, I definitely would have been one of the. I would have joined the. I would have got ate up by sharks.
Oh, wait a minute. We need to regroup. I mean, we need to recap this week. Because I want to know about next week.
Wait, what?
So,
my sentence.
no, continue, finish.
No, go ahead. I'm distraught now.
Okay, I guess you're gonna tell me. Firstly, eat shit. Like you did. He told water.
Reprieve.
He said water. Eat shit. So I saw on Friday, y'all went from not liking a person to then liking the person to then hating the person within a matter of 3 hours. They all did it. Every last one. Kiana. Let me see. Water was here. Who else? Ray. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
No, I'm still waiting for the last message of you telling me, I was going crazy in the room.
I put it in the back channel.
Oh, okay. That means I didn't do that.
Ray, who I'm talking about?
Me? Myself?
No. Jay Maddox. So is he in a group or is he excommunicated? I need to know. Y'all remember Jay Maddox?
No.
Let me ping him in. Let me see if y'all can remember.
Nah, we good. I want to get some chicken foot bone broth, so back channel me. Whoever know where to get it from.
You talking about? I know there's a place in the Bronx that has the. I don't know about Atlanta.
Hey,
talking about Black Wall Street? Is that what we're talking about? Jay Maddox, Black Wall Street.
Yes. Yes. Y'all remember him? Y'all remember Jay Maddox?
He moved out the fucking yeah.
I wasn't in here for that because I would have been like.
There's a dude that he's from Oklahoma and he kept asking about Lincoln.
Right, yeah, that's slow nigga.
Y'all went from not liking him to liking him to hating the boy.
I will say.
Well, he didn't vote. He didn't vote for Trump. He said, but he also was dumb.
This week has brought Omari to the very top of the worst MAGA list. I hate him.
Wait a minute.
Conversation the other day.
Oh, fuck that bitch.
One second. Wait a minute, Haitian. Wait a minute. Let me get clear. When I left yesterday, y'all, it was so harmonic. What happened?
That bitch on me. Yo, Judge, that nigga like
that's the one that's the singing nigga, right?
No, Omari.
Yeah,
That shit was crazy last night.
See, this is what I'm saying. Y'all can't have certain conversations without me, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I almost thought like
I wish I still had the picture.
Why'd you
I didn't do it. He did it.
The room on record?
Yeah, it should be 420.
Look at him now. Look at him now.
But you guys want me getting the time right. I might go into fucking whole hours of
Nah, I wish I would have had the picture, Haitian, because it would have really been funny had I had the picture. I know y'all ain't never see the picture, but I lost it.
I'm just letting y'all know we got a new person coming on stage. His name is Gary.
Okay. Hey, Gary. Why do you like... What
Hey,
did Gary do?
got a pink ticket, that's why.
Hey, Gary. How are you, Gary? Happy Sunday, Gary.
I like those glasses. I don't be seeing male presenting people rocking them cat eye frames, but it actually slaps on Gary.
What is Gary?
Some readers from
Gary cool. He was like, I think this might be some other white man, but the other white man that looked like Gary was cool.
Mr. Gary. Mr. Gary, you asked to be on stage. Mr. Gary, you asked to be on stage. I don't hear from you, Mr. Gary. What's going on? Okay, Mr. Gary.
Just recorded.
I got 10. You got 10 seconds. Mr.
Gary packing that bomb.
Mr. Gary. Ooh. Touch for the very first time. Like a virgin. Has that been 2 seconds?
Yeah. No. What happened to you?
On. Somebody kicked him.
Oh, he ran away.
Before he could get blocked. Oh no, he down there in the group. He about to get out. See you later, Mr. Gary. Have a good day. Come back when you can talk. I told you, I just kicked him out. He didn't leave. He was on the audience. Hey, Notorious.
So can I finish telling you about Omari?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So do you remember the picture that Omari took? And it was given like bad bitch.
Which one?
Like bad bitch central check my credentials.
Where his hips was real thick and shit.
Yeah. And I wish I still had it. And
You also not be looking at that man's hips like that.
He had. Well, I mean, he had him pooched out. He had him on presentation. Wasn't nobody like looking for him. Oh my God.
No,
Fresh cut,
this is coming from a straight up and down straight man. I looked at his profile picture one time. I'm like, why this nigga got his shit tooted up like that? Wait.
So I think I came back. Women, did Just leave? I think I came in on that conversation. I heard Brooklyn asking him about some tight pants or something. And he was like, so are you saying, he said, so should I wear baggy clothes like back in the 90s? That's the part of the conversation I heard.
Well, I came in one day. This was a couple of weeks ago. And you know, we wasn't really in an argument, so I thought I had took a screenshot of it because you know that's what I do. Like you go to the picture, you turn around to the camera like with your ass, like, and you kind of turn around and like look at it and take the picture. That's how he had it.
You need Jesus.
He took it, and I was like, oh, power to the people, straight man are out here living their best. So you know, I didn't say nothing, too long, but then. He wanted to try to roast last night, so I really wish I had the picture so y'all could see it. Cause just like take a thermal shirt like you might have, and if you take it and pull it over your ass to make your ass like accentuate or whatever, that's how he had it. And it was given. Felt cute. Might delete it.
Don't forget the body length mirrors, like the full length gym mirrors that was in the back too.
Yeah, that's how you
extra views.
I mean, but when you get the working out, you do want to look at your body. Like, you want to see the progress.
Okay, but I'm not posting it on here. Like, look at my butt. Like, period.
No, as a man, the only thing we show off is our torso. We don't ever show off our legs and our lower half.
And if you want to take a picture of your butt, that's for your personal use. Why would you come up in here caked up on a Saturday and present it to us, especially me? Not me, bro. So.
Nigga had some childbearing hips. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't have the picture, so it'll probably die. But if I had that picture, he's talking about I deleted it because once you mentioned it, I saw what you were talking about. Bitch, you saw it when you pulled up to that picture. That's why you took it. You was like, dude, I'm caked up today. That's exactly what he said before he took the picture. Like, bitch.
Play that something loud when he comes in for him, bro. To the remix.
I'm asked for that. You know them days when your ass look good in some pants first lady. You be like, oh, period, let me.
No, I wish I had glutes like him, though. I do. I wish I could see his glutes.
Oh, Mama J.
You feel first, though, you good.
He got a nice little round tushy.
Yeah, I wasn't checking.
You know the picture I'm talking about.
She know exactly what he's saying. You said something about him when you said call him Big Booty before you call him Big Booty. His PTR. Before you had called him Big Booty, I looked at his PTR. I was like, why would a nigga take a picture like that?
I always call him Big Booty Maca.
First lady fighting her little bitch.